Hey guys, MasakoX here, and here is something that I found which sadly never got finished. Now for those of you who joined the channel a couple of years ago, a while back, you might remember one of the channel's first constants during the time when Xenoverse 2 was coming to the fore. I rolled a custom character for that series of live streams named Paata, and this guy was basically the mascot of the channel before the likes of Ranch and Dragon Ball R&R were even a thing, before they came into the picture. Okay, so where did Paata come from exactly? Well, Paata originally came from a brief Dragon Ball D&D campaign that I played with Vegeta 3986 on our pal Lion Court circa 2006-2007. And he is obviously a Saiyan with a name derived from potatoes, as you do Saiyan's veggie puns. That was a fun time, and when the campaign petered out, I was kind of sad about it. But then a chance with the Loading Crew came about to join a campaign with my good friends HBI2K, Megami33, as well as one of my best pals, X the Dark One. Here was a chance to bring back Paata. You can find out more about our adventures in the lands of Salabim over on their channel, which chronicles a rather fun journey, which ends up with hippos being the mascot for some reason. Yeah, Stuart of the Loading Crew was pretty creative, so you can check out their channel for more. Now you might remember that I've made videos showcasing 2 chapters that were based on the Salabim universe, in which the characters Paata and Hanya were sort of entwined with each other, and the rumblings of that came about through Kevin Beaver's 2 comic chapters on the matter, which I still look back at really fondly. They're really good to look back on, and you can check out these videos as well. But then, out of the blue, something else came about which really caught my attention. A person who goes by the name of Tail Dude shared with me something revolving around Paata. Now, I went back through the messages back in May 2017. He had been doing some practice with making comic panels and overall composition using my character Paata, which is totally fine to do, by the way, if you want to practice. And instead of it being just a page or 2 for training purposes like they had intended, it actually begun the creation of a fan chapter of the Paata story, revolving around Paata and his original love interest, Frita. Now, Frita you might recognise from the Galactic Roll series, some case of fan art on Twitter stuff. This is where she came from originally, as the colleague of Paata and eventual partner. From there, Tail shared with me some scans of the 7 pages they'd already made, and was planning to carry on to make a whole chapter about Paata and Frita's adventure. In his own time, of course, since he was doing it off his own back as a passion project. In fact, it was actually his own what-if thought experiment about if the 2 Keymasters went on a typical mission in the land of Zeros. So far, the idea was Paata and Frita. They're on a mission to put a stop onto some unusual actions caused by a group of bandits. The focus was to have the 2 interact as well as have some sort of spark glow, as well as draw some wacky moments. Also, make the group of bandits really outlandish, almost like the Ginyu Force, but with weird goals. Fully subscribing to the Toriyama ethos, which I fully respect and appreciate. It's very authentic. The plan was to make a 30-page comic with a sprinkling of action and humour akin to a typical Dragon Ball chapter, which was sounding very, very good. However, and this is where I must point out and respect their decision, Tail was unable to finish the project due to real life and their education getting in the way. Which is absolutely understandable and a thing that happens in real life. It's happened to me, and it will, and has probably happened to yourself. A project that you really, really want to make and finish has to be dropped or shelved due to personal reasons. So I really do have to thank Tail for their efforts and kind gesture, and I will be compensating them with the proceeds of this video as a token of my gratitude. And who knows, we might one day actually finish this comic, and I'd love to do it, but I understand if we can't. Or maybe do something else because their art style's great. Check out their DeviantArt in the description. Okay, that's the exposition about the origins of this adventure out of the way. Let's get to the comic itself. Now, immediately, you can tell that the art style of this comic is a mix of Tail's own style as well as the Dragon Ball style, which is quite frankly already a pretty awesome combination. It starts off the back of Planet Vegeta's destruction and Bardock's last stand. In this world, more Saiyans were able to escape the chaos and settle on the planet of Zeros, where the lands of Salabim's world originates, calling it their new home and eventually evolving to be much more placid and in fact forming their own police force thanks to their incredible source of strength and power. And also because that was the only way they could remain on the planet thanks to their, well, you know, reputation. I mean, they had to contribute to the safety of the planet if they wanted to stay there. We are introduced to Paata, a Saiyan from the Potato Tribe. Paata is a particularly mild-mannered Saiyan, at least initially, and didn't want to join the police force, but his father and elders insisted on it as a way for him to not shirk responsibility. If you want more about this premise, check out Chapter 1's video. You'll get much more on this. Paata is trying to take his training seriously, but is then met with the more laid-back and fun-loving personality of Frita, whom he has a little bit of a crush on. Frita is the kind of Saiyan who can be smart, as well as relaxed, assured of herself, and easily being able to play Paata, who is a little bit too straight-laced and a little bit simple when it comes to figuring things out. Now, after a pep talk which Paata still doesn't fully understand, Frita resorts to good old-fashioned Saiyan clarity, a bump to the head. The two of them are now ready to go, and the stirrings of Paata's feelings towards her are kicking into action, since he does greatly admire her confidence. Maybe this is where the seeds of ranch were sown. On their way to their objective, Frita fills in Paata what they're meant to be doing, since Paata had, not surprisingly, neglected to read the mission report and briefing before they flew out, which means that now she can tell us the exposition instead organically. I was pleased with that excuse for an exposition dump. In any case, in the Rayon region, there had been reports of bandits kidnapping women, and it's these two's job to put an end to this practice. So, okay, this is starting off to be a basic case of stopping some mean mooks from doing something. But despite this, the two of them are already being watched by one of these bandits. A bandit named Nut. They're flying into a trap. Now, this is where, unfortunately, the dialogue ends because we didn't get a chance to really make it, and we have to rely on the images for what's going on. So, I shall do my best to pass the material, and I must point out, the fact I was able to interpret anything is a really clear indicator that Tale's comic writing style or composition is pretty fantastic. Paata and Frita are being watched also by Nut's master, and as they approach the Rayon region, a girl finds herself in Paata's arms, having escaped capture. Paata is completely nonplussed as to what to do next, but Frita understands that things are probably about to get more intense and that Paata needs to get her out of here and do something. She will start the mission on her own for the moment. So naturally, Paata, being the nice boy that he is trying to calm the girl down, but she unfortunately mistakes him for another bandit and is crying out for help. So Paata is stuck there, unable to leave until she understands the fact that he isn't a bad guy, which leaves Frita open to attack. Now, speaking of Frita, she lands inside the compound and is trying to sense where the leader is, and hopefully she can take him out in one go. But it's actually more like she was caught off guard, as the bandit crew's strongest guides are ready and are waiting to pounce. Paata is able to calm the girl down, and then senses that Frita is in trouble, as he flies to her rescue, finding her tied up and blindfolded. But she isn't simpering and go, "Oh, Paata, thanks for saving me." No, she's kind of angry at herself for letting her be, jumped like that. She is irate at this situation and most likely telling Paata just to get on with untying her and helping her fight these guys so that they can kick these guys' butts sooner and somewhere where the sun don't shine. As the initial concept from Tale implied, these guys are the equivalent of the Ginyu Force, the elite of the bandit gang, and they are ready to take Paata and Frita on without a second thought. They form up and are ready to go, with Paata seemingly making some kind of quip, or only now getting what their pun names are supposed to be, or maybe making some kind of comment of their poses or dance moves, which is something that they didn't expect to hear, most likely. But Frita doesn't have time for any of this, and immediately powers up and charges at them with full force. And at once, Frita is fired up and getting stuck in with everything that she has, whilst Paata, instead of actually helping her, is left transfixed and being dumbfounded at her power and speed. Hey! This is no time to get all lovey-dovey, dude. Now, these panels are not just to make Frita look cool, it's to illustrate to Paata why he fancies her so much, as well as pointing out that the pair of them can be pretty strong, and we'll see Paata come into his own eventually. It's like setting something up. But unfortunately, Frita's charge comes to a sudden conclusion as one of the team is able to grab her by the head and pins her down on the ground, looking particularly pleased with themselves. Now here is where Paata jumps in and kicks the goon off of Frita and promptly vaporizes him with a full power energy blast. Again, Frita isn't all simpering or grateful for this. She's annoyed that Paata didn't jump in sooner and was stuck there like a statue. Having said that though, it looks like that she's still pretty happy and grateful that he's here and her teammate. And it's making life more interesting for the fact that she now actually has to challenge him, instead of just being on her own or with a cardboard cutout generic kind of partner. It's enough to even get a little laugh out of Frita, but there are still more goons to take down, and they will take them down together. We see them form up, defend, and then counter. The last panel that I have in my possession shows two of the bigger goons surprise Paata and Frita with huge clubs, and this is going to be a 3 versus 2 battle. It's just a shame there isn't any more to show you. And yeah, that's all I've got, sadly. I was really happy with this project, and I do understand why Tail had to put this on hold and ultimately cancel it, because trying to finish this off now would have taken time out of their schedule, and again, I respect that. And I wanted to make this video to showcase their talents because I love their style, and the composition is just excellent. And they made the characters interesting with engaging poses, expressions, as well as the way that all the characters carry themselves. It was a pleasure to read and present to you, and hopefully the two of us can maybe work together again soon. And again, check out their DeviantArt in the description because it's just amazing. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to check out more videos on the channel, as well as more on Paata. Will there be more Paata action on this channel, not just Dragon Ball R&R stuff? Well, I'm not sure, but if we ever get a Dragon Ball game with a custom character creation thing in the future, yeah, Paata will most likely represent us in some way. Now, take care guys, and I shall see you in the next video. Catch you later!